You are living in some kind of hell-like fucking fantasy world where you cannot forgive your own actions, you cannot excuse your own actions, so you've just made up some kind of fantasy, reality / mental breakdown, midlife crisis. I don't know what it is, but he's obviously so racked with guilt for the millions of people whose lives he's affected, for the hundreds of thousands of deaths, murders, slaughters, rapes, the bombings, killings, people losing their property, the refugees, the children who were starving, the children that were never born. Tony Blair says that's not our fault, we didn't cause that. Fucking right we didn't cause it, you caused it. 1 million people marched against the war in London alone. I was there in Cambridge, I marched against the war. I saw people arrested for protesting against the war, and you're trying to say we didn't cause this. There's no we about it. There's the people who were against the war, and there's the few in the cabinet who voted for the war. And Tony Blair, you were the ringleader. So all that death, destruction, the civil war, Syria, Saddam Hussein getting hung at the block, that's your fault, that's your doing, that's nothing to do with the British public. The motto of the anti-war coalition was not in our name, as in, yeah, we can go to war, but it's nothing to do with the British public, it's to do with the British elite. The British elite chose this war in Iraq, not the British public. The British public didn't want a thing to do with it. And you know why? They were smart, because they knew that it was, you can't invade a country, you can't take the Iraqis out of Iraq. No matter how many times you invade, no matter how many bombing runs you do, no matter who has chemical weapons, you can invade and occupy, but Iraqi people will always be born in Iraq. You can't do anything about that, and they're always going to fight for their freedom. That's why these foreign wars are just pointless. You get in, get your resources, get out. That's what they try and do. And now ISIS have been on the march. It's been a civil war in Iraq for 2.5 years, by most people's reckoning. And now, ISIS took the largest oil refinery in the region, and now all of a sudden it's become like, bang, we need to do something. This is pathetic. Tony Blair, you need to wake up, realise what you've done. You're a war criminal. You should be in The Hague. You shouldn't be doing essays in the Telegraph. You should be given an opinion in The Hague of a war crimes court. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. But I imagine he has to kind of share the blame, and he has to have. I mean, he's saying in this essay that, you know, we as in the British public. No, it was you, Tony Blair. He's saying that we didn't cause this massive civil war in Iraq. Saying that if we'd have left it, you know, it would have been the same. So I'm trying to imagine the scenario in Iraq that is worse than what is happening now. That would have been if Britain and America didn't invade, if Britain and America didn't break international law, didn't break war crimes law to invade Iraq. I can't imagine the scenario where it'll be worse. I cannot imagine it. And now they're going to use this whole Iraq civil war, ISIS nonsense to just fucking carpet bomb the whole area. They're going to take down Iraq, they'll take down Syria, they'll probably just carry on into fucking Jordan and get the terrorists out of there. It's fucking sickening. The whole pretext of a war, this war rhetoric is just like amping up, like preparing your minds for war. I'm telling you all the bad things that these guys have done, all the horrors, the children they've killed, the massacres. So when it comes down to us bombing them when they're asleep in their fucking beds, taking out civilians that live next to them, and who gives a fuck about collateral damage, we won't care. You know, our brains have already been fucking conditioned to accept that this is going to happen. And they're saying, oh, Britain's not going to take an active role in this war. That's because Barack Obama's not going to ask David Cameron to go in a war against. He tried once before. David Cameron failed miserably to get the country to back him to go to war. Couldn't even get the cabinet to back him, let alone the country. But yeah, we're not going to be involved. We'll just won't say anything as America kills millions of people. We won't say anything as he displaces millions of people. We'll just go along with it. It's not as if the first war was illegal, and now we're trying to mop up the mess that we made in an illegal war. It is is sickening. And Tony Blair, you need to take responsibility. You need to, like, wise up and own up. It was you. You're the ringleader. You're the one that whipped all the Labour Party into voting for this war. You're the one that brought it to Parliament. You're the one that was colluding with George Bush. You're the one that told us he had weapons of mass destruction. This is your fault, Tony Blair. No one else's. Your fault alone.